Hello everyone, this video is about solving trigonometric equations. The first step is to adjust the domain. So here we see we have the angle 2x minus 30 degrees and the domain is for x between 0 and 360 degrees. So it's for x, but the angle we are dealing with is 2x minus 30. So we can multiply the inequality throughout by 2. 0 times 2 is still 0. 2 times x, 2 times 360, and then we subtract everything by 30 degrees. So 30 degrees minus 2x minus 30 degrees, 72 minus 30 690 degrees. And if we are dealing with this angle but the domain is this, we can adjust the domain. So we add pi over 3, pi over 2 plus pi over 3, there'll be 1/3 plus 1/2, 5 over 6, 5 pi over 6. We have x plus pi over 3, and we have 3 over 2 plus 1 over 3, so that's 9 plus 2, 11 over 6, 11 pi over 6. And then we divide everything by 2. We have 5 pi over 12, x plus pi over 3 all over 2, 11 pi over 12. This is called adjusting the domain so that it's in the form exactly like the angle we are dealing with. The next step is to find the base angle. So to find the base angle, we use inverse trigonometric. So in this case, we use inverse sine, but we always use the positive value. So inverse sine 1 over 2, which is equal to 45 degrees. And here, if you want to use inverse cos the positive value, well, you can, there's an inverse here. You can just use your calculator and see what you get. If you get something negative, you gotta use minus. And here, actually, this is something positive, this is something negative, so we have a negative in the end. So cos minus, because we want to make it positive, root 2 minus 2, and from here you can just use your calculator. You will get an angle in the first quadrant positive. So now next step is to find the corresponding angle. So let's say you have in the question you have sine something equals, it's got to be something positive, so you know that it's got to be positive, and you've got the base angle from the inverse sine, let's say, so you know it's got to be positive. The base angle is 30 degrees and it's between 90 and 270. So this means we have to use the quadrant 2 angle. Okay, so for positive 30 degrees, the quadrant 1 angle is 30 degrees, quadrant 2 angle 180 minus 30, quadrant 3 angle 180 plus 30, and quadrant 4 angle 360 minus 30. But since it's gotta be positive 1/2, we can eliminate the quadrant 3, quadrant 4. And since it's gotta be between 90 and 270, therefore we can eliminate the 30, so we have only one solution here. So for this example, 60 degrees, so it could be in the first quadrant, a corresponding second quadrant value, corresponding third quadrant value, and the fourth quadrant value. Because we need to get something negative, we cannot use the first quadrant, and this is sine, so we cannot use the second quadrant. It's gotta be negative. Now it's between 90 and 270, so of course we cannot use 300, so we have only one angle. So again here 45 degrees, so we can find the angles in quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's minus, so we can only use cos minus in quadrant 2 or quadrant 3, and therefore here we have two solutions, 135 in quadrant 2, and in quadrant 3 that's 225. Same thing here, 30 degrees. Wait a minute, there's supposed to be like a number here. Let's use maybe 90 degrees. So 30 degrees, this is tangent 30 degrees, so negative tangent negative quadrant 2 or quadrant 4. We cannot use quadrant 4 because of the domain. You can use only quadrant 2, and the quadrant 2 corresponding angle for 30 degrees is 150 degrees only. And for 45 degrees, the tangent is supposed to be 1, so we can only use quadrant 1 positive or quadrant 1 negative, so of course it's just quadrant 1 positive. And here 60 degrees, negative tangent quadrant 2 or quadrant 4. We cannot use quadrant 2 here because this is from 180 to 360. We can only use quadrant 2 or quadrant 4, so it's got to be quadrant 4 only. Right, next, solve for x. So let's say we have the 2x equals something. So from here we get the, for example, 2x plus 30 degrees equals something. So the angle we are dealing could be something other than x. So for example 2x, so of course we have to solve for x, not 2x, so we divide by 2 here. Here we divide, add 30 first. 30 add, we get 9150, and then we divide by 2. And here we subtract by 30 degrees, 195. And here we subtract 10 degrees, and we multiply by 2. So that's it. I'll see you again next time.